Ooh, hey y'all, what's going on? All right, so this reading is going to be a reading to tell us what we can expect from this Mercury retrograde. It started today. Actually, I think it doesn't actually begin to retrograde until about like 9 p.m. tonight. So, but I mean, we're in the shadow, so who cares? This retrograde is going to end November 3rd, and then there's always the post shadow, which lasts 2 weeks after the retrograde has gone direct. So, I'm just kind of doing this reading so we can see what we can expect from this Mercury retrograde and, what we need to know, if there's anything specific that we need to be focusing on when we are focused on our healing, right, guys? Because we're all healing. This is all a process and a journey that we're on together. And I don't care who says they don't need to heal, because baby, you need to heal, because there's always some more under there somewhere. Okay. I love Megan. Okay, so let's see what we got going on for Mercury retrograde. So we're going to be working on moderation and balance immediately. Balance is the card that wanted to come out. This is also the Sagittarius card. It's Libra season right now. Scorpio season is creeping up real quick, and then we have Sagittarius season coming up right after that. So I definitely feel like we're going to be working on balance and moderation. I feel like we are all, and this goes so far as to like drinking, smoking, the amount that you go out, the amount of money that you spend, how much shopping you're doing. It's like you putting your energy into these external things, right? And it's taking away from the time that we could be using to go inner, okay? Because I feel like this is a time where everybody should be like, embracing their purpose, or trying to figure out how to tap into your purpose. Or even some of us may still even be figuring out what exactly our purpose is, or what it looks like, or what it means for us, okay? But everything in excess will just be a distraction from you getting to that place of clarity when it comes to knowing your true purpose. How much time are you spending with a person? How much energy are you putting into your relationships? And are you getting that energy back? Is everything reciprocating back to you? It's kind of like, it's really like cutting everything off. I feel like the end of the year, it's the end of the year, y'all. I feel like we're cutting it all out. Like, it's like, okay, I need to be in my own flesh for a second. Like, really, yes. And then we have the 9 of Swords. So this represents being stressed, have anxiety or depression about something, or have something to keep replaying in your head that is kind of like driving you crazy. So with the 9 of Swords, so this is like what we can expect from Mercury retrograde. So it's like we're trying to come to a point of balance to keep us centered, when we are in these spaces where we're like going crazy, or keep constantly thinking about the same thing over and over again, keep wondering what's going to be the outcome of this situation and different things like that, where it's like, if you're balanced, if you're centered, you're not going to be doing that. You're not going to be worried about something that's happening externally outside of you. Like, I promise you, because I already feel the effects of this. And out of the Mercury retrogrades that we've had this year, I feel specifically aligned right now. And listen, I've been going through it this year, as we all have. But it's like, this year, I've really been sitting back, and I've really been like, I can look back now and I can see the times where I've been really hard-headed with the universe, where the universe was trying to get me to see something, especially during that period when Saturn was retrograde, which is like, constantly trying to show you something of like, look at this, look at this, look at why this is happening like this, look at how this keeps happening, because what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? And so once Saturn went direct, you know, I just really, everything kind of came full circle. It makes me understand like where my energy was misplaced. I was misplacing my own energy in certain areas, but now that Saturn has gone direct, I definitely understand what the universe was trying to show me and like how hard-headed I was being through the whole process. So I feel like whatever you were learning during Saturn in retrograde, I feel like Mercury retrograde is bringing it back around, bringing it back up, but it's like you're more equipped. You're more equipped. You know what you need to do to stay in that state of inner calm, balance, the eye of the storm, and staying centered. Because you have the Chariot. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. So like I was just saying, so for me personally, I'm going to be very transparent right now. Okay, so for me personally, I feel like what Saturn retrograde was showing me was that you need to really, really tap into your priorities, like not half-ass tap into them, but fully tap into them. I feel like a lot of what I was focused on was my love life at the time, but really the universe was trying to get me to sit down and say, no, it's time to focus on your purpose. It's time to focus on your career. And I knew that the universe was trying to tell me that, but I was still just being like so hard-headed. I was still like, you know, focusing on what I want to focus on. So yeah, so that's what Saturn retrograde was doing for me, was like, it was making me feel like I couldn't get any ground when it comes to my career or when it comes to my purpose, like the work that I was supposed to be doing. I was really feeling like drained of energy. Like I couldn't put any energy towards it. Even when I had planned it and everything, just nothing would happen. That's what the retrograde does. You know, it pulls it back. It's resistance. It's resistance. It's pulling something back like a rubber band. Okay. So, but then when a planet goes direct, then you shoot forward because it releases the rubber band and you catalyst forward through whatever it was that the planet was specifically trying to show you. So like I said, I feel as though Mercury retrograde is bringing that stuff back around, but this time we are well equipped because Saturn was retrograde for all that time. I think it was retrograde since like January. So it's like we've been going through certain things since January. It's going to be different for every person, but for me personally, it's my career, my purpose. So it's like now that Mercury retrograde is coming back around, so maybe I'll be looking at something like my love interest will come back around, but at the same time, it's like I know what the universe was trying to show me was like, don't focus there because you need to focus on your purpose. You need to focus on your career. Everything will fall into place after that, but you need to make some headway here. So once you feel like you have all this resistance in one section of your life, you have all this resistance in another section of your life, then you have to just put your energy into things that give you a return on your investment. Like when you put energy into it, it gives you energy back. So it's like the energy that I see from me getting focused back into my career is like, you know, I'm getting returns here and it feels good. And the more that I stay in this space, the more that I feel centered, the more that I feel aligned, the more that I feel happy, and things are just flowing to me again. Whereas I feel like that whole Saturn in retrograde, I felt like stuff was not really flowing to me like how I'm used to. I'm used to things flowing to me. But what was the only difference from any other time in my life was like I was just so focused on, you know, the person that I like or whatever, the person that I love, whatever. Like it is what it is. But it's like, you know, now that I'm in alignment and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, things are just flowing to me. And I know not to step back into that pattern, because even if stuff goes good for a little while, when you get unfocused, when you step out of alignment, You know, I've already stepped out of alignment so many times this year. So it's like now I'm back in alignment and I really feel it. And I'm like, oh, I ain't stepping out of alignment no more, honey. So that's what this Chariot card is talking about. It's like forward movement, progression, and victory. Because it's like something that used to be, you know, driving you crazy or driving you mad, but you have actually learned the lesson. So now we can move forward. You know, and even though Mercury retrograde is not really about forward movement, it's about reflection and rejuvenation and, you know, reassessing things. So it's like these lessons are coming back around, but this being the final retrograde, Mercury retrograde of the year is like, okay, it's like the final exam. It's like when you go through school or you go through college, like, throughout the year you take tests and you might fail them and stuff, but from you continuously learning that information over and over again and continuously being tested on it throughout the year, when you take your final exam at the end of the year, you feel more confident. You really know the information because you've had to repeat it, you've had to study it all throughout the year. And now it's like final exam time and it's like, you know what to do. We know what to do. We're not lost. Okay, we're not scared. We're not ill-equipped. Like, we have the tools that we need. And period, it's time for expansion. It's time for expansion. And this is for a lot of people. This has to deal with business. This is your creativity. This is your purpose. This is a lot of people stepping into their roles to get ready for this new year that we have coming in 2021. I just feel like, you know, and I called Mercury into the room. I always call the higher aspect of whatever I'm channeling in my video. And I called Mercury into the room. And I just feel such good energy from Mercury. Like, even though Mercury is retrograding, I feel like Mercury is looking at us and he's very proud of us. He's like, no, come on, do this video. I want you to tell everybody what they got going on because I feel like everybody's scared and nobody needs to be scared. And I like feel like emotion because I can feel Mercury. Like, I can feel Mercury's energy of like just looking down on us, like so proud. Like, I took y'all through the ringer this year. I'm about to cry. Like, ooh. And so we have expansion for everyone. It's like reaping the rewards for all of the work that you've done this year. It's been a hard year. It's been tough. Like, we've all gone through so many things. Like, nobody even knows the things that we've been through. You know, it's like, it's deeper. It goes deeper than what everyone is seeing on the surface. Everyone has all of these kind of like illusions up that are, you know, they're kind of like using this as a front to suppress like the inner turmoil that they have going on. And, you know, and I feel like the reason why I feel emotional about it is because I feel like everyone doesn't necessarily know how to process everything that's happening to them. So so everyone's attacking each other. And that's the sad part about it, is because everybody's going through something. Like, everybody's going through something. It's been a year, okay? And this is like a final close. You know, it's really beautiful energy right now. Knight of Wands, you know, moving forward. Like, everything is moving forward. Everything is crazy that this is the Mercury retrograde and nothing is, you know, the concept of Mercury retrograde is that nothing moves forward. But this Mercury retrograde is bringing us forward movement. This is bringing us forward movement. Y'all, I went through a lot this year. I went through a lot and I never folded. I never folded. I went through some shit. And I'm sure if I went through some shit, y'all went through some shit too. I never folded. And I ain't gonna never fold. And so, I'm gonna do that one shuffle because I was feeling inspired to do that one shuffle. I just feel like I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of y'all. And I'm proud of the people who stay in integrity and, you know, remain to be a good person, remain to be a nice person no matter what they go through, and have compassion for others, because that's what really matters here. Because that's what really matters here. And we have a lot of creativity coming through within this Mercury retrograde. I feel like this is going to be the most creative time of the year. So I feel like get ready to see people coming out with new ideas, sales, and, you know, different approaches to the way that they're doing things, different logos, different designs. People are revamping their brands. It's definitely a time where it's like, you know, people could be upgrading. Like, you could be, maybe you didn't have a website before, maybe you're getting a website now, or you are redesigning your business cards or your business model. Maybe you are expanding your services to be for like large parties or something. Could be anything like that. It could be just changing your focus of where you want your business to be magnified, what you want your business to be magnified as, what you want your brand to be looked at as. But it's also a time of like really tapping into yourself, really tapping into yourself. I don't know, but then we have this Four of Cups energy. Okay, so this card represents being offered something that, you know, you're like, I don't really want that. I don't really want that. Okay? Being offered something that, you know, I feel like this is something that maybe you previously wanted, or maybe something that you previously put on a pedestal, and now you're like, that's not even a thing now. That's not even a thing. That's basically what I feel with that Four of Cups energy, is just definitely that it could be something that you previously have been rejected on, and then now it's being offered to you because you're showing up for yourself, you're showing up in alignment, you're showing up in your purpose, and now so that energy sees you raising up and it wants to come back and, you know, kind of fall in line. But I definitely see us being in an energy that's kind of like, you know what, I'm not even into it anymore, you know? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because even if you do truly still want to manifest that one thing, whatever it is that you may have been rejected from, when you kind of let things go, they kind of manifest into your life more quickly. So this is a good energy. I feel like some people toward the end of the retrograde, they may be kind of thinking about doing something else. Whatever your craft is, you may be thinking like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I don't want to do this like this anymore, or you're like, this is kind of draining me. This is kind of draining me. So something here, let me see if I can, I never do this, but let me pull a clarifier for the Four of Cups energy and see what we have going on. Clarifier for the Four of Cups energy. What is meant by this Four of Cups energy for Mercury retrograde? What is meant by this Four of Cups energy? Okay, yeah. Knight of Cups, an offer of love. An offer of love. Yeah. So there's some kind of offer of love. I already done put my business out there, so. But there's some kind of offer of love, and you're not quite interested in this time. I feel like definitely, okay, I feel like there's going to be so much creativity flowing that you're going to be so focused in. We're going to be so focused in on getting this creative, getting these ideas out, revamping everything, rebranding everything, rejuvenating everything, kind of lining things up, planning shit out, really moving on inspired action, you know, and really just staying focused. It's like, I don't want anything to cut my focus with this momentum that I have, because once you gain momentum, like, you have to really milk that. You can't like have momentum and then stop, because you have to build up that momentum again. You don't just get back to the point where you were when you stopped the momentum. You got to start all over. So it's like, we have this momentum now, and it may be that love or any other distraction could be coming in, you know, and you're just like, look, I'm not really in that space right now. I'm not really thinking about that right now. This is all I can really focus on right now. These are the only things. This is my top priority right now. And I really am not in the mental space to be distracted. I'm actually in the mental space to be focused. And so that's what's going on with this Mercury retrograde, is like hella focused. I'm focused, man. Okay? Even though I wanna see how you put that thing on me, I can't let you get the best of me. That last note was horrible. But I sung all right, but that's the song that came into my head. So, you know, play that song for me one time, you know, let me know how it makes you feel. But Mercury retrograde, lots of focus, lots of creativity, forward movement, balance, moderation, patience, staying present. This card, staying present. Stop thinking about the past and stop visioning, being so focused on the future. Stay present. And that's how you bring about this focus and this forward movement from the Chariot. Expansion in business and creativity. You know, this can also represent sex. So maybe people are, you know, you could be having a lot of sex during this time, and that's fine. That's fine, because sex and creativity, that's the same chakra, baby. Okay? It's your sacral chakra, represented by orange. Okay? Wands, fire sign, creativity. Okay? So, yeah. I'm going to end it there. I think this was a great reading. You know, I'm excited. I'm focused. I'm tapped in, tuned in, turned on, in alignment, baby. Don't play with me, okay? You know, let's all give thanks to my beautiful Crystal, who did an amazing job with amplifying the energies here in the room. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to do the new moon in Libra. Am I right about that? New moon in Libra video next. I plan on putting some love tarot scopes up this month that will be timeless, so look out for those. If you don't already, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Magic Mermaid, and also on Twitter at The Magic Mermaid. And you can also find me on Facebook, Magic Mermaid. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you tuning in, and we're on this journey together. I'm gonna make myself more vulnerable to these readings, because I think that I should be putting my story into it a little bit more, which is also helping me with, you know, how closed off I can be with my Cancer moon. It's like the crab shell, where I don't let anybody in. I don't let people in. And I think a good way for me to work through that is to be a little bit more vulnerable and transparent in these readings, and let you guys know, you know, a little bit more specifically what I'm going through, okay? And so that's what you guys are going to get. So I'm excited. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.